Hey guys, it is Raven, and I'm here with another interview for guys. And today I am here with Seven and Loto. So how you guys doing?
I'm good.
Good.
All right. So the first question I want to ask, and this is a pretty basic one, but how'd you guys get your names?
Um, okay, I'll go first. Uh, when I was in high school, I was in this pop punk band, and we split up like weeks before I graduated, and I was like really bummed out. But there was this kid I knew from another town, the next town over, who uh was in a band. I reached out to him and asked if he needed any new members, and he said no, but there's a new band starting up around town. Should hit them up. I hit them up. We hit it off. Um, I decided they're gonna play a show. I decided to go check it out the day after I graduated. I went. It was sick as fuck. I was like, okay, I want to move here and I want to fucking join this band. So a week later, I did. And when I got there to celebrate like me coming, we had this big party um, at my drummer's apartment, and uh, we had like 9 people roll up joints, and we smoked in the bathroom. And I got incredibly high. And like 3 months before that, my parents caught me smoking weed, and I got grounded. So I wasn't able to like go anywhere, and I wasn't able to get any weed. So I was like, my tolerance was like super, super low, and it's super low anyways. And so I got high as fuck, and I was literally just like screaming, laughing, and rolling on the ground and shit. Um, and My real name is Lawrence, and this kid Blaine said because no one else knew who I was, and this kid Blaine was like, "Hey, who the fuck is this kid?" And someone said, "Oh, that's Lawrence," and he said, "Lawrence, ha, more like low tall Lawrence." And so everyone started calling me Loto after that. And when I started making music, I decided I was go by Loto.
That's sick.
That's okay.
Yeah.
For me, I just wanted to choose something kind of random that like I just knew didn't exist. Um, so my favorite number 7, and I just wrote something random with that, like random letters, and I wrote a bunch of different variations, and then just went with that one.
So this is kind of like second going off of the question, but is there a reasoning for your favorite number being seven, or is it just you just like it?
It's just my favorite. No reason in particular.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. So I know both you guys are from like the West Coast. So like, what was it like growing up there?
um, well, for me, like, uh, my mom was in the Navy, and so we moved around a lot when I was a little kid. Um, and I didn't really like, live anywhere like specific for a while. It wasn't until I was like probably like 8 or 9, I think, that we like had moved somewhere and stayed there for a minute. Um, and that was Visalia, California, which is it's like between Fresno and LA. Um, and so I wasn't actually really on the coast. I was just in like the coastal states. Um,
That's kind of what I meant.
yeah, but growing up there was it was cool. I lived in a pretty like violent area, and uh, like the kids that I grew up with, I like grown up and like generational gang banging and shit, and uh, you know, and like by the time I was like the neighborhood shit, I was the youngest one. I was like like 8 or 9 when I moved there, and all these other kids were between like 13 and 15. And so by the time I reached their age, they were already locked up on homicide charges and
Oh
uh,
damn.
you know, uh, fucking like crazy shit like that. Um, so it was rough. Um, and like the direction I could have ended up taking in life probably would have been very different if I hadn't have moved to Oregon. um, just because of my environment and everything that was going on around me, and I had a lot of anger um, as a teenager about life, uh, and I probably could have ended up going on a really different road. Um, and then I got sent to military school um, by the time I was in my freshman year because I was getting in fights all the time. Um, so that also kind of changed my direction a little bit. But then I moved to Oregon, and Oregon was way chill. It was uh, not then I was living directly on the coast, and uh, I'm kind of rambling, but it's cool. It was a really small town that I was living in for a while. Um, Pretty much the only thing there was to do there was get high and make
I
music,
feel
which is
that.
what I did. Um, but I had like no real direction until I moved to Portland. And I fucking love Portland more than any place I've ever lived. Portland is a shit. Um, I love it out here. Really, really cool music scene, really cool people. Hell Militia's out here. Shouts out to them. 23 just moved out to this area.
Oh, nice. Isn't
Yeah,
he like Australian
I don't know where he's from before,
or am
actually.
I thinking of Slen?
I think you're thinking of Slim.
I'm thinking of Slen.
They're both from
Yeah,
Australia.
because I was like one of them is Australian. I know
They
that.
they both are.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait, I didn't know that. I haven't actually like linked up with him yet, but Air also just moved to Tacoma.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, so a lot of people are starting to migrate over this way, which is really cool.
And for me, my parent was also in the military, so I've been around. I've lived on both East Coast and West Coast. Um, I prefer the West Coast by a lot. So I don't know. I've been around, so I can't really say I was growing up on the West Coast.
Yeah, I guess like for I can't really relate to like growing up in a bunch of different places. I've only lived in two houses, which is like same city, but like my dad, my grandfather actually worked for like different U.S. embassies and like consulates. So my dad ended up growing up in like six different countries or something like that. Like it was wild. But
Yeah.
yeah. So like I guess like asking about like did was it like kind of hard like moving around like trying to make new friends in different cities and stuff like that? Because that was definitely something my dad talked about. Like it was hard to
Uh,
like constantly
I
move.
liked it
Um,
personally. I liked moving around.
yeah. Um, I mean, I was always a really, really weird, awkward kid. Um, and I was always like really chubby too. Um, well, actually, I kind of like fluctuated between it. I would have like these moments in time where I was like rail thin, and then I'd be like super husky, and then super thin and super husky. Um, when I was growing up, my metabolism was weird as fuck. But
I feel that.
I got picked on a lot, um, especially during the times where I was really husky, and I was really sensitive about it. And um, and then also like I said, I was just like a really weird kid, and people picked up on that right away. Um, and that I also was like really soft spoken, and because I was so big and awkward and soft spoken, I was kind of just like a prime target for kids to try to fuck with me. Um, and especially was in a military school, there was a lot of kids who like saw how big I was and probably just like thought like, oh, if I could like fuck this kid up who's like so colossal, then I'll like look I'm like that hot nigga on campus or
Yeah.
whatever.
It's like some
So
ego boost.
yeah, so I was targeted a lot for kids to fight me. And I I was going there because I was fighting all the time and I was going through a lot of shit at home and my family was kind of like being torn apart by a bunch of different shit that was going on. So I was trying my best to actually like change my like direction. So I was trying not to fight um, as much as I used to. There are a few times where I just had no choice.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean sometimes like you just have to defend yourself.
yeah. But so up through those times, yeah, it was hard. It was hard to like, it was hard to make friends. It was hard to like really fit in anywhere. I only ever had like probably like 2 or 3 friends at any given time that I could say were like genuinely my friends.
Yeah.
But then when I moved to Oregon, uh, I just got out of military school, so I was in really good shape. I was starting to like, grow into my own. And the town I moved in was like a really small coastal town. Um, that was mostly retirement town. So there was, probably my high school in total, like probably had like 600, maybe 700 kids, um, which was like the size of like just like one class, from one school I was going to before. So it was super small, and everyone knew everybody. It was really like different and weird for me growing up in the inner city, in California, and the kids really liked me. Everyone thought I was really cool.
That's good.
Yeah, a lot of girls started to like flirting with me and stuff, which is something I was not used to. Um, and it was nice. It was nice to like feel like accepted. There's a lot of racist kids there for sure, which is really
Fuck
shitty.
them.
Um, yeah, but I mean, it's just small town ignorance. But I mean, yeah, it was cool. I liked it for that time. Uh, but that was like the only time that I had ever gone somewhere new and people fucked with me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. I mean, sometimes like it takes like moving to a new place to like really um just like get like in a better environment, you know? Like
Yeah,
I honestly hated my elementary school. It was terrible. But and I ended up switching, and this was like years ago. But I ended up like switching schools, and it was like a lot better because like my principal like didn't do like anything. Like she did not care. She was terrible. And then she ended up getting promoted to like the school board, which I was so pissed.
yeah,
And I was like, come on, like she like didn't do anything. Like I had a homie like constantly getting like beat up on the bus by this one dude, and he like went to the principal, was like, hey, like, like, can you like do something about this? And she just, I can't even remember what her response was, but she didn't do anything, bro. Like, so basically, he was just kind of on his own, and like, I mean, I get this little third grader getting his ass beat on the bus, and it's like, teachers don't even care. It's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, it was messed up. It was messed up, but yeah, it was messed up. But anyways, so both of you guys are guitarists.
yeah.
So I was kind of and I think Loto, you kind of, I can't remember if you like, because like you said you joined a band. You already talked about that story, but what got you guys into playing guitar?
A girl.
I feel that.
um, yeah, like I mean, growing up, I always played instruments. Like my first instrument was piano, and my older sister taught me how to play it when I was like 4. And then when I was in 3rd grade, my grandfather gave me his trumpet that he played when he was in college. And I didn't really, I was like, oh, cool, but like I didn't really take it that serious. And then he passed away, and then um, it was something to remember him by. So I started like playing it, and like at the school bands and stuff. I got pretty good at that. Um, and the translation between trumpet and piano and stuff was kind of similar. So this is aside from like the keys that you like use to play, but
Yeah,
I learned how to read sheet music and stuff.
that's good.
Um, yeah, and then my sister had this birthday party um, right after I started going to high school, and one of her friends came over. This girl Ashlyn, she was cute as fuck, and I had also like gotten a guitar for my birthday just before that, and I didn't actually like learn how to play it. I just had it, and I kind of just like fucked around on it sometimes. But after I met Ashlyn, I was like, oh shit, I bet if I learn guitar, then I'll get all the girls. So I did, and it did absolutely nothing for me as far as that goes. And I was like, well, fuck. Uh, but then I had the skill, and I was like, I guess I might as well just do this for myself now. And so I did, and it was the best decision I ever made.
For me, my brother brought a guitar home that his friend let him borrow, and then I borrowed it from him and fell in love with it. So I kind of just kept going with it until now, I guess.
Yeah. I think you heard like another interview. You talked about how you're really inspired by like MCR and stuff like that to like.
That was to start a band. Like I wanted to be in a band, so I got into rock, and then I wanted to be in a band as a guitarist, and that never happened. So
yeah,
I started trying to do vocals instead.
Yeah, but hey, like I mean, honestly, like without the vocal part and the guitar, I mean, you got something now. Like you got 7, you know, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I don't think did I ask you guys about your musical inspirations at all, or did I ask that question yet?
No.
Okay.
No.
So I guess like next question. What are like some of the bands or like artists that inspired you guys?
I have so fucking many. I can't even like.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to. I can just like give a few, but there's like so many.
Yeah. When I first started doing band shit, there's definitely like Blink-182. I listened to constantly. Nirvana, which I was like raised on by my mom. Kind of like classic grunge rock and pop punk bands from the 90s and the 2000s. I listened to constantly when I was growing up, and that's what like my direction when I first started playing in a band, and then when I moved to that town that was next to mine and started a band over there. We didn't play pop punk, we played metalcore. And so by that time, Volumes, uh, Asking Alexandria, fucking Architects, Devil Wears Prada, bands like that. North Lane was a massive inspiration for me, and also RIP to Diego Faria from Volumes, the guitarist and main producer, passed away recently. It was really sad because as far as like clean guitar sections go, he's the fucking goat and the most like inspirational to me for that. And then when I started rapping, I first started when I first started, I was like really inspired by like Kid Cudi and Kendrick Lamar, and so my sound was so drastically different from how it is now, because I wanted to be like a lyrical, spiritual, miracle individual type nigga.
Oh,
But I'm glad I kicked that shit though. So fucking, and then I had a homie who he filmed the music video for Paris by Suicide Boys.
Oh, for real? That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's a really cool video. I love that video so much.
Yeah, and he booked the show that they performed at D Block, which is in Portland. And I saw him like talking about that online, and I was like, holy shit, that's fucking like this is crazy. It's like the most wild shit I've ever seen. And I didn't realize that like rap music could be so aggressive and so dark and have that same energy that like metal bands had, which made me fall in love with underground rap music. And so there's a music video out there. It's so cringy. I could ask the people who uploaded it to take it down, but I leave it up just as a reminder of like how far I've come from when I first
Yeah.
started doing it. But there is this music video out there of mine. It was like one of my first songs I ever recorded, and I'm so clearly trying to be Suicide Boys in it. It's a sudsy beat, and it's like early sudsy, so it's like got like the fucking Memphis samples on it, and
Oh yeah.
uh, it's just like horrorcore type shit, like, oh, wicked scarecrow heroin type shit, you know?
Yeah, I feel that.
uh, and it's dumb. It's a shitty song, but
I mean, you
um,
gotta start from somewhere.
yeah. And then I also like way back in like 2012, back when I was still in high school, I wanted to start making like email rap, but I was afraid to try it. I mean, I was trying it like secretly, but like I was afraid to put it out there because I was afraid of like the rap community wouldn't accept uh, making music that was like soft and introspective and vulnerable. But then I discovered Lil Peep, and I was like, holy shit! Like this guy does exactly like what I've always kind of dreamed about doing. Um, and sonically, we sounded really different. But I started taking a lot of inspiration from him. When I started like making like kind of like the emo rap type stuff. But now I'm just all over the place. Like I can't really say I have any like one that's directly inspiring how I sound right now because I just do so much different stuff. Um, I can't like really keep track of. It's kind of a problem.
Yeah, I feel that. But I mean, it's good to
Um,
have like versatility with your sound.
yeah, it's just like I think it's kind of like fucked up uh, my interactions and my engagement because people kind of got used to me sounding a certain type of way, and I just went the opposite direction for no fucking reason randomly, and it's like a different audience that kind of like doesn't fuck with that sound. And then I started going back to like how I was sounding before, and by that time, people stopped caring about my shit. So like my engagement before was I'd get like 1,000 views like in a couple days, and now I get like 30.
Mm-hmm.
So um, like my production placements are like going up and they're doing great, but my personal music is kind of suffering because people just don't give a shit about what I'm doing.
Yeah, but I mean, I
But
like that. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna say doesn't matter though. Um, I have a lot of homies who like get like massive numbers, and I always talk to them about it as like, like how did you get to like where you are? And every single one has always told me, don't worry about numbers. That shit will come when it comes. Just keep making the best content you possibly can and put it out as often as possible. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, exactly. And like the thing I was gonna say is like, I mean, it's honestly at the end of the day, it's about like having fun, just making the music. It's ain't really about the numbers, like
Yeah.
numbers come second, like numbers come second. They, like I always say, like numbers never lie, but at the same time, the numbers don't always like quantify the quality of the music. And
Yeah.
I mean, the quality of the music honestly is in the eye of the beholder. So I mean, as long as you're having fun making it and you're living your best life, I think that's what's most important.
For sure.
But yeah, so the next question I was kind of interested in about this story. I don't think I've heard this one before, but how'd you guys meet?
Seven never actually went. I kind of like rambled that whole fucking
Oh,
time.
I mean, Seven, did you
Huh?
trying to remember, did you answer it? I think you did answer the
I
question.
didn't.
Oh,
Just in short, the only band or artist that I can really say actually inspired me is MCR because that affected me more than anything. Currently, I can't say I have like an inspiration because I listen to like everything, so it's really hard to like pinpoint. I don't try to limit myself to one genre or sound. So I can't really say like current, but MCR.
yeah, MCR is really good. I guess like a quick like spring off question from that. How'd you feel like when they were getting back together for that whole like reunion tour?
I fangirled.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I don't know how to word it enough, but I'm like completely obsessed with MCR. So
I feel
ever since I
that.
found out about him, I guess.
I feel
That
that.
would have been sick if that could have actually come to fruition.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyways, so the next question I wanted to ask is, how'd you guys actually meet?
Um,
Well,
so
yeah.
okay, so Project had added me into Golden Boys, which is like his like personal like, producer collective that he had.
Yeah.
And and I was like really stoked to like be there. Because like when I first started getting into the underground rap scene, Project was one of the first artists I discovered.
Yeah, same for me.
And I was like, oh my God, it'd be so cool to work with him one day. I was like fangirling so hard over him. And then when he put me in his collective, I was like freaking out. And especially because like, you know, like Kamasutra 9G is in there and Plurbs and fucking Eric Vanes was in there and all those other uh, producers who I was doing the sample challenges and, you know, I really looked up to them too. So to be a part of it was like a really big deal for me. And I was put in there for my guitar work, but that was like, um, he'd fuck with a few beats that I sent him, but it was really the instrumentals that he fucked with the most. And so that was kind of like my niche in the group. And then he also added in Seven short time after that, after they squashed their beef. And he said that like he was also going to be like a guitar guy. And at first I was like, oh, fuck this nigga. Like, moving in on my fucking spot, you know? But, but, you know, I wasn't gonna be like a petty dick about it, of course. And so, you know, like when he added in, I was like, hey, cool, like, hey, what's up? And we didn't really talk that much at first. I can't actually remember what specific reason why we started talking to each other.
I can't either, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember not knowing Lowtow besides that.
Yeah. I think it was when you started like really pushing your own music. And I didn't realize that you were like your own artist at the time. And then I heard it and I was like, oh shit, like this is really dope. But yeah, eventually we started talking. And he was like, he's saying like, oh, that he fucks like really heavily with MCR, and I was like, oh, like, same here. I was a huge MCR fanboy for the longest time. And then I think we started talking. Oh yeah, I think we started talking about he wanted to like start getting on some like rock instrumentals, and so I started making.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I started making him some, and then we kind of just like hit it off, and we started like fucking like. I was just constantly just like back and forth, just like sending him stuff all the time. And we still have a bunch of stuff that we've kind of just been sitting on. Haven't put out yet. From like way back when and up till now. But I'm really excited to like start putting more shit out that we have together because we're sitting on like a gold mine of like really good.
Yeah.
Oh, also, we met up IRL a few times.
I believe. Huh?
What? Oh, I was
gonna say that. All right, go ahead.
I was the first time that we met IRL was because my homies put together a show. And I asked him if he wanted to.
We don't talk about that.
Hey, everyone.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna cut off Lowtow now, but I will say that I think Lowtow's the only artist besides Jack that I've met with IRL. Nice. I'm pretty sure. I think.
Did you also like hang out with Facundo before?
Oh yeah, well Facundo, but that's we like grew up together, so that's like different.
Yeah. So that kind of what was I gonna say? I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm so tired. I was trying to remember what I was gonna say. Oh yeah. Okay. So this kind of like sort of goes into my next question a bit, but when did like Golden Boys exactly start? Cause I'm trying to remember like, cause Seven, I've been listening to your stuff like since like maybe mid 2018, something like that. Like summer 2018, something like that. Cause I'm trying to remember like when I got into Loto. I can't remember if it was through Jack or
If
through
you were listening
you.
in 2018, that's like when I first started.
Yeah. I mean, I found you through No Bands. Like that's how I found you, is through No Bands.
Oh, so it was. Oh yeah, that's when I first started. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause that was like long, bro. I was like 15, but that was like when I was first getting into
Oh,
trap metal. I was like
I
Golden
don't
15.
Boy.
know. You have to ask Lo about Golden Boys because I was in there for very short.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually was brought in after it had already formed. Eric Vanes was the one who like kind of like gave me the hookup to that group. Um, so I would ask him when that started, but yeah, I don't know exactly when it started, but it was I know it was like right when I first moved to Portland. Was when I linked up with Jet, which was late 2017. So probably
It was
around.
probably through Jack. Honestly, I'm sorry I'm cutting you off, but I probably found you through Jack now that I'm thinking of it.
Yeah, that's where a lot of people kind of like when it first started to like actually
Yeah.
grow a real fan base was through my work with him.
Yeah, cuz that I was trying to remember. I was trying to remember. It was like was it Jack or was it U7? I was like I couldn't remember. But yeah, like my next question was like how'd you guys meet Project?
So for me, it was I followed him on Twitter, and he posted on Twitter that he posted like a sample um, that he found on YouTube that he wanted someone to make a beat with, and I was like, at first I was kind of like, there's no way, of all the people who would submit to him that he would pick me, but I was like, fuck it, I might as well just give it a shot. And so I made a beat with it like fairly quickly. And I kind of like rushed it. I was just trying to like be the first to get to him to like increase my chances of him looking at it. Um, but I sent him a beat with that sample, and he was like, "Yo, this is fucking dope. I fuck with this a lot, actually." Um, and um, I was freaking out. I was like, "Oh shit!" Uh, and he started asking me for like, more beats. And then we started talking about like our inspirations and what we fuck with. And I told him, I did a lot of band stuff. And he was like, "Oh, bet, like I've been fucking with that shit for a long time, and I've been wanting to try rock instrumentals." And I was like, "Well, I'm your fucking boy." And I started sending him those, and he was like, "Oh my god, this is so sick, this is amazing." And yeah, we actually never put out um any of the early like rock instrumentals that I sent him. Um, and it's actually funny because a lot of those instrumentals that I sent to him ended up going to Seven. Um,
Oh,
like,
nice.
Oh Lucy was meant for Jack.
Oh, for real?
Um,
That's a
yeah,
banger song. I love that song.
Blue was meant for Jack. Um, and he fucked with him, Jack has this thing, like he has so many people sending him stuff all the time that I'll send him stuff, and then I fuck with it, and then he'll get sent a bunch of other stuff, and then he'll get on that shit, and he'll forget about all the stuff that I sent him, and then I'll be like, "Hey, I sent you this stuff. Are you ever gonna do anything with that?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I'll get on that." And then like a week later, be like, "Oh, actually, you know what? I kind of like don't fuck with this. Can you like make something else kind of more like this?" And I'll be like, "Okay." And then I'll send him something else, and then I'll just have like a vault of instrumentals that like are not doing anything. And so I sent him to Seven. I was just like, "Hey, do you fuck with any of these?" And he's like, "Oh, bet." And then yeah, rest is history.
Yeah.
Nice. That's what's good.
Yeah.
But Seven, how did like you meet Jack? Cause like I think
Beef.
oh go ahead. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Like wasn't it like beef or some shit?
Like in short, there was a comment and I was like insanely small at the time. Like I had like probably less than I don't know, like $500 maybe. Um, and like I just kind of made like toxic shots, and then other people were involved, and we ended up talking because of it because it got really toxic. And we kind of like hit it off after we both apologized, and that was that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's kind of like a interesting way to like meet someone. Just like,
Yeah,
yeah, like I mean, sometimes like people that you like got beef with, you end up just like being chill with them. It's crazy.
I think he's the only person I've ever had a problem with that I became friends with.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Honestly, that's pretty cool. But yeah, so the next thing I want to ask, this was like for Seven. What was like the inspiration for your album Seven Ways to Die?
Um, it's kind of hard to explain because uh, I don't necessarily have like a theme. I just kind of like record how I'm feeling at the moment. Like I just know, oh, I'm gonna record an album, and then try to like stick to a certain like sound with like all the genres that I like. So it's kind of hard to like pin.
Wait, did you cut it out again, or are you done?
I guess so. I don't know what the last thing I said was.
Oh,
I must have cut out.
yeah. But yeah, I got the gist of what you're saying. You like you just kind of record how you're feeling, and then you just kind of combine it. I mean, did you get
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I named the albums after I finished.
Ah, nice, nice. So, what's like your process? I guess like this is kind of like a just like a general question, but like, what's your process for like coming up with a name for an album?
To be honest, I kind of like just imagine like a story, like a little short story, and name it after that. It can be completely random. So
Nice. So the next question I want to ask for Loto. So I was checking out your credits in your SoundCloud bio, and it mentioned you've worked with Chris Brown and Young Thug. So how did that whole thing happen?
So there was this pretty big trap and bass like EDM type producer named Graves who managed me um sort of for a brief moment. And then he got canceled for doing some really toxic shit, unfortunately. Um, just really shitty because I really looked up to him, and he's kind of like a brother to me for a while. Um, and one of, and he was like really like like nice and genuine guy. And even though like I didn't have like a big following yet, he kind of like went out of his way to like really support me and stuff. So it was kind of hard to accept that loss, but um, anyway, um, so like I was selling samples on Splice and Track Train and stuff, um, and uh, we were like our Track Train was like really high up on the list. It was like number 50 on Splice, and Splice is like a massive site. It's got like a million, you know, people checking out their site like every single day.
Yeah.
So to be that high up was like a big deal. Um, and to be a part of that, you know what I mean? It's like, like I had like a lot of people frequently downloading my stuff. Um, and I was talking to him about that, and he was like, "Oh, you must be like making like bands and stuff." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm making like probably like between like $300 and $500 on a really good month." Um, because I was splitting profits with Track Train. Track Train was taking a cut for hosting me.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, they must be like really kind of gouging you then." And I was like, "How do you mean?" He said that he's like top 100, and he was making like 30 bands um, off of his kit sales, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And so we talked for a while about doing a collab kit together, um, so that way like I could like get a little more transparency and like see where the money's coming from and you know, how much I'm like actually earning, and who's like, you know, like picking up my stuff. Um, but you know, he had a lot of influence. He like engineered for Kanye West and Justin Bieber and like a lot of like really really big artists. And he kind of had some sway with certain people, and he's trying to like kind of put my name out there. And he recommended my guitar stuff to some producers um, who were like pretty big. And one of them's cat named Zen picked up my guitar kits, and he ended up making animals on the Slime B tape with one of my guitars. Yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was really wild. One of my fans messaged me and I was like, "Did you know that you have a song with Chris Brown?" And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then he sent me the link, and I honestly like wasn't even sure. Like I make so many guitar loops that like I wasn't even sure that was mine at first, and so I had to actually go on to Splice and look at all of my guitar loops until I found that one, and I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, I guess that was me."
That's crazy, bro. That's
Yeah.
honestly wild. But yeah, did they give
It's
you
a-
like any credit for it, or
Nope.
bro? What the?
No, it's just, yeah,
Come
it's
on,
just a
bro.
I mean, the benefit of that is it's a flex that I could like use
Yeah.
to bump my credibility when I try to like promote my
Yeah.
production elsewhere.
Yeah.
So, I mean, fuck Chris Brown. Like,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
like,
Obviously.
you know, I'm gonna flex that just purely like out of like how.
I mean, that's a huge flex. I mean, like regardless of what Chris Brown has done, like that's still a big flex.
Yeah. But like, I'm not like pressed about like credit or royalties or anything like that right now. I'm just trying to like put my foot in the door. And once I have, you know, once I have a little bit more, because like I do have the option to like press them for royalties, but like, you know, it's fucking Chris Brown and Young Thug. Like, who the fuck am I to like go out to them and be like, give me money? Like,
I don't know. At least I feel like you deserve some credit, bro. Like, I don't know. I feel like they kind of doing you dirty for not like even giving you credit.
It's just the way the industry goes. Like I'm paying my dues right now. And when I feel like I have paid my dues long enough, and I'm still landing placements like that, then I'll start to, you know, like kind of put my foot down. But until then, you know, it's all love, and I'm just trying to like, you know, do the most that I possibly can with this music shit. So
yeah, I feel that. So anyway, next question I have for Seven. What inspired you to join the Coast Guard?
Experience, to be honest. Like no specific reason.
What kind of, I guess like, so you mentioned that you that you had a military family. So was that kind of like a like kind of part of that experience, like with the military?
Not really. I mean, I got to see what it was like to move around, and I went on base a couple times, but that like had nothing to do with my decision.
All right. I guess I'm just trying to ask is like kind of where that experience come from.
What experience?
You said you had I said I asked you like what inspired you to join the Coast Guard, and you said experience. So
I just mean. Sorry, what was that?
I was gonna say I think he meant that he wanted to have the experience.
Yeah,
wait,
I mean,
you say experience.
Like
gain the experience.
Okay,
yeah.
Sorry, I misheard that. I thought you said like you had experience from something.
No, I just wanted to.
Okay. I get that now.
No. Yeah.
So, another question I wanted to ask. So what happened to the Heaven's Bullet album? Because I noticed that a bunch of the tracks were ended up taken off. Spotify. So I was just kind of curious. I guess this is more of a personal question, but like, what happened to that
Yeah.
album?
Um, so this questions like this come up a lot. Because I take shit down. Basically, when I listen to something and I strongly dislike it, I just have no hesitation to delete it. Um, that's really all it is. And I strongly dislike the majority of the album. So I just deleted it.
I feel that. Yeah, I got a
Yeah.
couple songs I took down. So yeah, I feel that. You know, I liked it personally, but I mean, it's your music and it's your decision, so it's your career. You get to decide what you want to do with your music. So I totally understand that. I mean, that's a valid reason. I totally get that.
Yeah.
So, I guess the next question, I wanted to ask Lowtow is like, what was the inspiration for your EP Whack?
It was okay. So that's like was like I started working on those songs right when quarantine hit, and or just before quarantine hit, and there's this venue called Rainbow City, um, which shouts out to Rainbow City and shouts out to Sheridan. It's a really fucking cool venue, and it's they do the most hooking up independent artists with shows for like not a lot of money. And the last show I had done before that was a house show, and I had done like an all sad boy set because I'm a better singer than I am a rapper. I just don't have a voice for like to like really like make aggressive rap that well, the way that I want to at least. So I make a lot of singing stuff. But when I was doing all the singing stuff, it was kind of like really like down tempo and low energy. And so it wasn't really fun. I sounded good, but like I wasn't like going crazy like the way I wanted to. So I made a bunch of hard songs that I could like have fun with. When I did the Rainbow City show, I made all those songs like the day before, and it was a lot of fun. Hellham Militia headlined it, and everyone just like went crazy with all their sex and stuff. And I had like some like really sick mosh pits that I got out of those songs.
That's sick. That's sick.
Yeah, and so after that quarantine hit, and I was like, I kind of had a lot of fun making these songs, so I kind of want to make some like more harder songs. So I made a few harder songs. I had a few like like at B-sides, which is probably like my most personal song that I have made like in a while on there as well. But I made those over the course of probably like 4 or 5 months, and then kind of sat on them for a long time with no real like plan for them. Other than that, I like to like do them live. And then I looked at them and I was like, fuck it. I might as well just like turn this into a mixtape. And I didn't know what I wanted to call it. And I was literally just on Facebook looking at memes and shit. And someone posted a Hannibal Buress meme with that face, and they said whack. And I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna make that the fucking album cover and shit. So that's where whack came from.
Nice. But yeah, so the next question I have for Seven. So, you've worked with him quite a bit. So, how'd you end up meeting Ghost Castle?
I'm pretty sure when Air's name was Tekken, he produced a song for him, and the beat was sick. And I hit him up and just said I liked his beats. And at this point, like I think I only worked with 1 or 2 producers. I think it was just Arigato. And then we ended up working. Then we kind of became friends. We just like worked a lot. Yeah, that's pretty much how we met.
Yeah. Oh, I have this. I have a kind of funny story relating to. I think it was your song Gray. I think it was Gray. So I don't know if you remember, but I've made like I think 2 slow down edits to some of your songs. I think I did one for High Heels and I did one for Gray. So basically, I made this. Yeah, it was for Gray. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's for Gray. So I made this song. I made this slow down for Gray, and I made the visual, and I went to go watch it on my TV because I just want to see like how the visual looks like on the big screen, just make sure like everything was cool. And I was playing it through my dad's speakers, and the 808s on that song are like probably I've noticed like those are some of the hardest 808s in like any of your songs. So I ended up blasting it, all right, and it got to the point where I accidentally blew a cone in one of my dad's speakers from playing that song too loud.
It's probably the
I,
kicks then.
yeah,
The kicks are pretty hard.
yeah, the kicks were hard on that song. I don't know 808 or the kicks. I don't know
It's the
producing.
kicks.
It's the kicks, bro. I'm not even kidding. I legit blew a cone in my dad's speaker from that song. I'm
Rip.
not kidding.
Yeah, Ghost Castle's he's a beast.
I know, bro.
It's funny, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
wild. Cause it was like it was buzzing. It was buzzing. I was like, oh fuck, what did I do? But my dad was super cool about it because like he's had the speakers for like 10, 15 years. So like they were gonna like a cone was gonna end up getting blown like at some point. So he was cool about it. But yeah, but he got it fixed. So that's what's up. And I now
Yeah.
know
Shout out
not
Ghost
to-
Castle.
Shout out Ghost Castle. Shout out my dad. But yeah, anyways, so next question I had for Loto. Now I have no idea how to pronounce this name. I was like going through your Instagram trying to look for like on an older post to like look for questions, and I don't know if this was the name of the band, but what happened to your band Alliance? I don't know if I'm saying the name right.
Alliance? Oh
Alliance,
my god!
Alliance, that's what I meant to say.
Oh shit! I do have those posts up there still. That's so cringy. Um, so so the other cat in that was like he was like my best friend. And we just like the Sad Program was the name of our band that we had together. But we started fucking around with doing a lot of acoustic stuff. Just me and him, and we ended up doing like a few shows around the lower PNW. And I just thought that we should just go by like a different name. And so I just started like, because his name is Elias, my name is Lawrence, so I just put Alliance. It was fucking stupid. But yeah, that's it. That's all it was. It was really cringy, dumb, shitty period of my time of my music career, and I'm so embarrassed that anyone ever found out that ever happened.
I mean, like I said before, you gotta start from somewhere.
Yeah.
But
Fucking
yeah.
funny story though with that though, real quick. We got asked to play at a city fair, and so we were stoked. And we were expecting like quite a bit of foot traffic to be through there because it was a relatively big fair. Like it's an attendance of like 25,000 people. And so we go up to do sound check, and we were told that we had a time slot to do like 3 songs. And so we went to do sound check, and we did a cover of a Rise Against song. And we did that, and then the sound guy was like, okay, cool, next song. And so we did the next song, and then he was like, all right, next song. And they did the next song. And there's like, no one was like fucking like there. It was like, there was like one family like on like a picnic table, but everyone else was, you know, like running rides and fucking walking around the fucking strip and stuff. And there's also this like really, really big stage with like a huge like stadium across or like bleachers across from it, which is where we were expecting to like actually like, do the set when it was time. And so we did the last song, and he's like, all right, boys, thanks for coming out. And we're like, wait, was that like our set? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, because we fucked up a bunch of times. Because we thought it was a sound check. So we fucked up a bunch of times and we stopped like mid song and just started over. And we like were like laughing and like fucking like joking around and like not taking it serious and all this shit. And I was like really embarrassed. And as we got off the stage, kind of like dejected with the reality of like that was the situation, this fucking guy comes by with he's like a juggalo or not a juggler, and he had like
I think that's I mean like a ICP fan.
No, he's
oh, just like a clown, just like a clown.
No, he's a juggler. I fucked up. He's a juggler, not a juggler.
Oh, juggler. Okay, I was like so confused. I was like, wait, like some ICP fan or like?
Yeah, no, he's a juggler. But I mean, he did kind of dress like a juggler. I wouldn't be surprised. But no, he was a juggler, and he was like better luck next time, boys.
Oh man.
I just like walk past him, and then he like turns on this Evanescence song and like starts like juggling like all serious and shit. And was like
such a goat, dude.
Bro. Yeah, he had like a fucking like ponytail down to his lower back and like a fucking goatee and just like looked like
man's just had to take the opportunity to flex.
Just totally flexed on. So
damn, that's a that's a rip, bro.
Yeah,
man. Well, it's kind of on them for not like letting you know it wasn't a sound check. It was like the real deal.
Yeah. It was behind the fucking big stage, and there was like no one around, and there was like no like path for people to like walk through to like get there. To happen to walk by type shit. So it was like the worst possible place that they could have set that up.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was the last time we actually ever did a show together as the Alliance. So.
Yeah. R.I.P. Alliance.
R.I.P. Alliance.
Oh, no cap. But anyways, so next thing I wanted to ask, so like what was like I know you kind of said like when I asked about 7 Ways to Die, there you kind of just like make music just when you feel like it, but is there any story behind Smile Kids at all? Smile Kids Smile?
I don't know how to word it besides like the majority of my music is like fiction. So I just view it as fiction, so it's all like completely random, like however I'm feeling in the moment type thing. It's like mood and fiction, I guess.
Yeah, I feel that.
So I kind of just forget, but yeah.
Yeah, so the last thing I wanted to ask, one of the last things I want to ask, was what do you think is like, I actually have one more question before that. What was the process for making the Butcher EP?
Pretty much, I don't know. I just wanted to kind of like test out like traditional deathcore. And Lowtow was the guy to try that with. So he sent me some instrumentals, which I was like, oh, holy shit, like this is lit. And I kind of like tested it out because I don't really I usually don't do traditional screaming a lot of times, so it was fun to try out.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So last, okay, so this is a question I almost forgot to ask, but I remembered now. So I know that most people don't like these terms, and I personally have kind of like grown away from these terms, but I'm just gonna use them for like just genre purposes. So do you guys think like the genre or just just underground scene of like trap metal / ragecore is like dying, or do you think it's like more evolving?
From
I don't
my
know if you want to answer, but yeah,
from
you
my
can go first.
perspective, yeah. From my perspective, I think that it's a little. I think it's a mixture of both. Like, uh, because on one hand you have like Zilla Kami, who is like, as far as like mainstream artist goes, he's definitely crushing it. Um, and he's still maintaining the style of like heavy guitar riffs over trap beats.
Yeah.
And having that alternative like rock aesthetic with him. Um, so I and he just did that song with Lil Uzi Vert and other song before it, Chains, that he like just dropped. It was really dope. You kind of hit like a Cardi flow. So I think he's definitely evolving it. I think he's one to watch. Um, he's definitely gonna be someone who people are gonna kind of like try to like draw from a lot.
Yeah.
Because I think he's probably like one of the dopest trap metal artists active right now. And then like Scarlord has like kind of like tapered off a little bit. He's still huge, but like
He's kind of like
he,
not really as big as he was.
yeah, like he's just like not in everyone's face anymore.
Yeah.
He's not being talked about constantly. Um, he's just doing his own thing. He garnered his audience, and he's just
Yeah.
kind of playing to them, which is cool.
Yeah.
Respect. Like as far as underground trap metal goes, there are just so many fucking toxic pieces of shit
Oh my
artists.
god, don't even get me started, bro.
Amen. Amen.
Oh my fucking
Amen.
god. Fucking
I can't even. Yeah, I don't even need to say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won't mention names. I try to avoid any and all beef. And because of that, I definitely tried to grow away from the scene a minute ago. I'd say about 2019. I also just stopped liking the music, to be honest.
so
That's fair.
So
I'm in an
I
interview.
don't know. I don't want to belong to any specific genre. I really don't care what happens with the scene. I just don't want to be part of it.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair, and I feel like with like Low, what you were saying, it's definitely oversaturated. I definitely say, I'm not like super new to the scene. I mean, I've been rocking with it since like, I don't know, early 2017-ish. So I guess I can say I fall into that older, that feels so weird to say, older generation of trap metal listeners. You know, because what is that, 27? Oh my god, it's almost 5 years.
Yeah.
I just realized how long I've been into the scene. Wow. But anyways, okay, right before my life flashed before my eyes. Yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, I've just heard the same thing over and over again. And it's like, you know, I think specifically speaking on that trap metal sound, like, you know, 2017 Scarlord, you know, you know what I'm talking about. Like that kind of sound, really, that just, it's been so overdone so many times that it's not even like enjoyable anymore. Like the only trap metal songs really that I can enjoy is like the ones that I already know, because I have like a nostalgia factor to it. You know, I'm not really like hungry for like new trap metal music. It's more just, you know, I guess I would just like to see more innovation with it. And that's why like I respect like you two guys especially, because like I definitely noticed that like you guys definitely have set yourself apart from the scene and really have like tried to, instead of like trying to ride a wave, you like carve your own lane. And like that's what I really fuck with.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I mean that's why I really, I mean that's just like how I feel. But anyways, so last question I want to ask before I end off this interview is, if you could give one piece of advice to the underground, what would it be?
Shit. I have a lot of things that I want to say to the
You can
underground.
say
Because
multiple
like,
things. One, two,
yeah, because
more.
like when I was looking back at like how like when I first started, there's a lot of mistakes that I made that I wish I had someone to tell me, like, hey, don't do that shit. Fucking number one, stop hitting up random niggas with no context links. No one cares, bro. No one fucking cares about your fucking
Real fact, bro. I get like at least like 2-3 of those a day.
Yeah, no one's gonna listen to it. No one's gonna post it on their story. No one's gonna fucking share. Like you might get like 2 or 3 people, but all you're doing is alienating potential viewers by kind of just like sticking your hand out and be like, listen to me, pay attention to me. When there are so many other artists who are just like really doing it and doing it way better than you. So like, why are people gonna like fucking, you know, push, like ride for your shit super hard if they don't even know who you are? Yeah. If you want to get people to support you, the best thing you could do is support other people. You have to fucking actively engage with other artists and like show that you actually care about their art too, and not just you trying to further your own goals, because it's snaky and people don't fuck with that. Don't be an abuser, please. Please stop that shit.
Oh my god. No cap.
Probably the advice that I was told by all my big homies, don't care, but don't stress about numbers. Like, that shit will come when it comes. Everyone has to start somewhere, and it's not a linear progression. Like, you're gonna be up one day, you're gonna be down the next day. You can't get discouraged if you really love this shit and you really love it, makes you happy, and you have a real passion for what you're doing and you're making quality content. And you just have to keep it moving, keep pushing forward, and eventually you will find your lane.
Have fun.
I say that's the most important part, probably. Is just having fun.
I don't know. There's like too much advice. I don't know. Just have fun.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say that's pretty solid. I mean, I would say.
And what Lowtow said, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely like what Lowtow said, and just having fun. Like, I think, like, I always say, like, you know, probably like, you know, try to do the best for what's your career, you know, like try to make good career moves, but also just have fun with it, you know, like, just, I mean, it's art, you know, it's art. Just have fun with it. Do what you want to do. Don't care about what other people are going to say. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this interview. Make sure to go check out Lowtow and Seven. I'll have all their links in the description down below. Very talented artists. I highly recommend checking them out if you haven't already. Also, make sure to check me out. I'll have all my music and my socials linked in the description down below. Also, make sure to let me know who you want to see interviewed next. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys on my next interview.
She say she wanna go far. I saw her ass like I'm on Mars. I still sip lean and pop bars. I'm in a brand new foreign car. I got a brand new foreign bride. She know all the words to my song. She wanna fuck all night.